gonna be fine with that at least. They just want to get something back. It's the only good thing about losing really hard is you get a lot of money. A lot of money when you kill someone.
Silas trying to force Envy out here. He actually started a homing missile in the tree line.
It's gotta follow all the way.
Yep. But it at least lets him know where Envy is for a very, very long time.
It's gonna point towards the target. Yeah.
Script knows what I like.
Yep.
Follow the globals.
Yep. Definitely. Oh, he's here. I like how he just turned so sharply like, oh, over here, boys. Okay, so let's see what LGD are trying to do right now. They have picked up an item on Shadow Fiend in terms of the Yasha. And he actually has the full Sanch Yasha on the courier. He's going to deliver that after a TP scroll.
So perfect timing. Like, it's actually perfect considering he's going to need all the life points he can get up against Lina. Yeah. Because it's now an Aghanim Scepter for Fader. He's not a level 3 Laguna Blade. It's just a level 2 ulti at the moment. But that's going to be where you might be able to get that quick pop and give an advantage during the fight.
Yeah, definitely. It's just the fact that you can do it through spell immunity. You can do so much damage with it.
You still just have to be careful about that disjoint nightmare.
Yeah, of course. Like, you can't really prepare for that, though. Mamaya was just a beast in that fight, being ready for it. I mean, Shadow Fiend still died in the end, but he took a lot of resources, a lot more than was initially intended. So, Anti-Mage farmed up to 2.2k gold right now, probably going to go into Yasha after Vladimir's. He does reveal himself here.
Envy?
He pops the BKB.
Yeah, it's a 10-second one. Envy, well, he's got mana for... okay, he's got mana for Blinks.
Xiaowei was like, there's no way this guy's going on me alone, right?
I think he actually wants to try and kill him. Like, Envy's gone in so deep into the tree lines, turns on the Edict.
Oh,
now, Xiaowei, does he? Does he? No, he does not.
Always try. Just try. For us, dude. For the casters. For the fans.
Silas almost finished a full butterfly. He's got 2,300 gold.
It's looking extremely grim. They're just assembling all their arsenal so that they can go high ground in one convincing manner.
All they got to do is wait for next Roshan, really.
Yeah,
and Roshan doesn't spawn for another minute.
Yes, Aegis is definitely one of their
I should make that 10 to 15 seconds is when Roshan spawns.
That's a big difference, Toby.
It is. Or 45 seconds, amazingly. And math is easy. Smoke's going to break, and do they actually see him? Okay, now they don't get a glimpse of the smoke, but they do see Fader coming out of it. Meanwhile, in middle lane, Eternal Envy caught out by the entire of LGD.
They might just skip Roshan, actually, and just go a little bit now.
Yeah, go for the GG push. Even if you force a buyback out from Anti-Mage, which he doesn't have. Actually, there's no buybacks in C9.
That's the test. You test if there's a buyback. If there's not, you're going to force the tier 3 tower, maybe.
Yep.
And if not, if he does buyback, you just back in Roshan.
This is when that creep wave has to die before it hits the high ground. And one got up. The backdoor regen won't turn on now. It just got close enough. Bone 7, we just had. He's coming out of the side inside the trees. They forced off MMY in, and then the hook shot down. The cogs, they actually BKB and forced off everybody back out, apart from MMY. Back underneath the tower, Gyrocopter just gets popped by the Lina with the Bane down. Who needs Eternal Envy when you got the rest of Cloud9 to defend?
That was such a good play by Bone 7, Fada, all of them actually. Misery and Pugna, of course, doing their work as well. And they just won a fight 2v5, or 4v5.
Yep.
Against LGD. That was okay.
And now Cloud9 have to make sure that LGD don't just slip themselves in and take Roshan. And you'd probably also think for some dire defensive wards, like this one ward they have inside the Radiant jungle is now getting dewatered by Misery. So they understand both Pugna as well as Rubik are hovering around the jungle.
New meta. Only 2 Linas in 1,700 roughly games have picked up the Blade Mail. But, you know, if it works, it works. We'll see. Now he actually has some items at least with the Aghanims, 2.8k gold and Blade Mail. Some pressure on the bottom tier 1. Doesn't seem we're going to have one of those hero towers that lives still 65 minutes.
They'll fortify on this Nether Blaster or else they lose the tower. Or actually, no, the tower remains alive. Misery blinks into the tree line and away to safety.
That force stab as well by No-Tail. He just barely got across.
Deny the tower. The creep wave's going to kill the tower. That's like so much money they're going to let have.
Money.
Now they jump in to take Roshan. So it's like, okay, who cares about towers? You can have the money. We're going to take Roshan. The creep wave is spoiling this, though. And Bone 7, like, is he going to pull a Bamboo?
He has to. If you get the chance to, you should try. You can definitely trade your life for an attempted Roshan steal or AD steal.
The pulling of the Bamboo, by the way, is just the YOLO play. Hook
He's got
shot
to go
in,
for it.
and no, Leshrac, he actually goes in! Full stuff's maybe up! The Kong push back into the Nightmare! The Dido kill him! Aegis the Immortal's underneath the fissure! Bone 7 will die! The Aegis in the hands of the Charo, but maybe is trapped on the hill till the Force Stuffs come back off cooldown. It was worth a crack.
It was worth it. I mean, you should always try for that if you're Clockwork in this scenario, because he's dead for 30 seconds now. Of course, the enemy's going to try and push with the Aegis, but for just 25 more seconds, I think they can spam out and keep the base safe. And besides, if you do manage to steal it, it's such a big impact. It's one of those medium risk, extremely high rewards scenarios.
Yep.
A Blink Dagger on Shadow Fiend now. So with the Fissure and Cogs and stuff like this throwing down on the ground, he just wants more maneuverability. He wants to be able to get in there and deal his right clicks. Of course, with a BKB as well, he can blink in an ulti.
At the same time, though, I see the man on Envy, and I'm seeing an Animage getting to a position where this game is going to get massively drawn out. If you're thinking that this game's going to be over before an hour, grab yourself a beverage. It's probably not going to be the case unless Envy blinks into MMY like he did. They could follow with a Fiend Script. The Slave is showing the fact that he's there, and there's the Fiend Script. Edict, stun, Envy with a call down, and Laguna Blade. Leshrac will pop, but you lost Eternal Envy for that one.
I like how Fada is just like, hey guys, what's going on here? Oh, just zaps away the Leshrac, but still a trade that LGD would happily take any time of the day.
That's another minute without Envy. But it's also probably more important the fact that Envy's down for a minute. You think about how much money an Animage can gather from just killing creeps and waves in 1 minute. You're losing at least 2,000 gold from that.
You're losing a lot of golds. Like the fact that you die and lose golds from that, and then that you're not farming, it deals a very heavy economic damage. But it's not too bad for C9 since the Leshrac died at least. There is no high ground pressure during the time that Envy is dead. It's just that the enemy team is farming, and you have to play defensive with the rest of the heroes.
It's just also looking at the KDAs. The bottom two, it's a 0.84 Pugna, but it's a 0.4 Animage.
Hey man, I still believe.
Not even an assist. He hasn't helped to get a kill. He tried to snipe one in the mid when he came in for the Mana Void.
He tried to steal one, but he didn't want to help.
But it's the plan of what Cloud9. What they like to do, and what most teams when they play an Animage would like to do is you know what, guys, I'm going to go farm as Animage. I'm going to try and slip behind the defense and just grab whatever kills I possibly can.
And that is why we have a thing called...
You guys deal with everyone else.
That's why we have a thing called typical AM contribution.
Yes.
That is... It was more of the thing when people actually played Animage a lot.
I think Envy might be dying here.
No.
It's an Invis rune, and he's going to TP. He's going to leave his illusions behind and just TP out, but MMY had an Invis rune.
He's a mastermind. Look at that.
Actually, LGD, this is one of the best positions for Cloud9. Look at the two wards, that one ward in the mid. It's just seeing the high ground nicely, as well as the back part of the lane.
However, they do have this little thing called the gem coming in here. It's just going to pick off the Radiant Ward as he walks over here. So Radiant Ward is gone.
No, he's not holding a gem. The gem's on the courier, they didn't bring it with him.
Oh, he had the gem, but passed it back to courier before he backed down there. He had it when it was on top lane.
So they didn't lose it during the fight. It doesn't really matter because they go in, maybe. A quick blink up doesn't trigger his BKB. He was trying to get the Blade Mail and the other BKBs out, or whatever they've got out of Cloud9. And now Zhao Wei backing up from these Mandra Illusions. Sylar, the hook shot comes in from Bone 7, trying to isolate him. But Sylar is still standing his ground. The Force are pushing him back over the cogs. And Nerko slam in from Yao. Envy is locked. He's going to have his 5th death of the game. Or will he? The Glimmer Cape. He blinks away. Vader is being Fiend Scripted up. He is the first casualty of war for Cloud9. While the Aegis was triggered from LGD. They keep going on the racks, but they're ready to go again. Well, are they? The Fade Bolts trying to keep the creep wave off the tower. The Nether Walls are making life easy, but Big Daddy in a nightmare of a world. Back behind. Yep, there's your buyback from the Lina. Back to the front line. Sylar with a Glimmer Cape being pushed back and forth by Cogs and Fisher. They'll see him. Where is this catch? Where is the ability to get the extra kills? Blink up from Envy. He'll send the illusions in. Misery's too far away. LGD are away from this.
Oh, Toby. That's really harsh that they couldn't find anyone there as they were pulling out. So LGD actually get away after losing their Aegis, of course, but still dealing some damage, taking away the tier 3 tower and almost killing range racks, harassing the melee racks doesn't really matter. They're probably not going to be back before it's full HP again.
Yep.
Maybe if they regroup immediately, but it's more likely they're going to wait for the next stages.
Yeah. Wait for the next big damage dealing item on Sylar too. You can pick up his Demon Edge now with 3k gold and that Gyrocopter.
He needs both damage and HP though, because look at how easily they burst him every fight. He needs the Satanic very badly.
He's actually going to go directly for that. There's your Reaver, you're right.
It was not really a surprise because every fight he's been punished by this Lina. Fada has been doing a good job just going on him with the ulti, bringing him down.
This just adds more pressure though to the Shadow Fiend. But he does have 4k gold over from this SF. Is this one of these games where you just go for tankiness and say, you know what, let's just go for something like a Skadi as opposed to...
just walk in?
Yeah, as opposed to picking up something more like the Monkey King bar. Because it could be a Butterfly coming in from the Anti-Mage next.
I believe Skadi, Butterfly, and actually Assault Cuirass are all good options for the SF.
Okay.
Any of those will work well here.
LGD smoke time.
Pugna, living life on the edge.
He's going to TP. Doesn't break the smoke of anyone from LGD. You also have Eternal Envy in the neighborhood. And then blinks up. Still no smoke break. And they're blinking around trying to see where the smoke's going to go. And nope, they're all home safely.
Yeah, everyone gets back home. And
we get our answer for the SF. It's going to be a Daedalus build.
The Daedalus going straight into the damage. Pretty sensible choice as the Reaver comes out from a Gyrocopter. Going into more damage. It works really well with the Necromastery, because all that 72 damage that you have stolen from Necromastery will be added into your crits, of course, and you can crit that.
It's also a good way of making the most out of your stun times, because you kind of want to kill them up before the rest of C9 can arrive. You might just have like the Earthshaker control, the Shrek control, and then the Bane. That's it. You're out then.
You know what they need in the next team fight?
What do they need in the next team fight?
Some true sight against that Glimmer Cape.
That
Envy got away because they returned the gem. I mean, yes, you don't want to give back the gem to the enemy team, but they didn't deward, and they also didn't have vision against the enemy carry.
But who do you give it
just
to?
Blinked away.
Like at this point, you almost want to give it to Zhao Wei because he seems to be surviving the longest out of everyone. Like, maybe he's going to be a big target now. The Gyrocopter was already a pretty big target.
I think it's still fine to have it on Bane, honestly.
On Bane?
Yeah, he can just run in with it. Because if they go on Bane, that's fine. Every fight, they're just going on the Gyrocopter